Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be all about how to be seen more on Facebook by making better posts. This is a class that I usually do to offices in person. I kind of come in there and I just kind of offer some value, and then I just kind of promote my newsletter at the end. And within this class, it's a little bit more niche. It's specifically about the platform of Facebook and then how to make better posts. So it's not really going to be much about how to optimize your profile, but I have full videos breaking down how to optimize your profile, full videos that I'll be sharing about other platforms, social media strategies, etc. So make sure you subscribe. And then additionally, in the description of this YouTube video is a link to my newsletter. This is a free newsletter. It'll always be free. And each week I share a short email about social media strategy, an update in the social media world and how that pertains to you as a realtor, what to actually do about that. I get free post ideas, so definitely sign up for that. So let's jump in. Today, we'll be talking about how to make the Facebook algorithm your friend. It's really important to understand the platform and the environment that you're working on and the needs and the wants of that significant other for the relationship to be positive. We'll talk about a couple of different keys on how to make some better posts, some things not to do with your posts, and then we got a bunch of realtor examples. So let's get into it. Real quick, high level, my story. So I started in social media actually in 2014, 2015. I was in high school and I would buy and sell and grow Twitter accounts. And so I would get an account with maybe a couple thousand followers. And then I already had, I was able to get an account initially early on, grow that account. And then once I had one big account, then I could use that big account to grow another account. And so eventually I would have multiple Twitter accounts with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 followers. And then I could buy, this was like an underground market back at the time. I would buy smaller Twitter accounts, grow them, and then flip them. Sometimes just, and I share this whole story actually on a video on this YouTube channel. You can look into it. But, from there, I launched a social media agency and a Facebook ads agency, and I got to work with a very successful Facebook ads agency that was actually partnered with Facebook. And they had some clients like Golden State Warriors, Rosetta Stone, and GoDaddy. And I was learning from just the height of the marketing field and the mentors and the people that I was surrounding myself with, and the different projects that I could look at or even get my hands on really gave me like a degree in digital marketing. So from a lot of that time, I was also posting content for myself and building my own personal brand, and that brought a lot of cool opportunities. Like you see here on the left, I got to work with NASA and SpaceX. They use all of NASA's, or a lot of NASA's, like grounds and a lot of their actual land to launch the rockets up into space. And so NASA will actually host different social media influencer and different types of trips where they bring out people, have them make content, get to see the rocket from right up close and get to interview the astronauts. And so got cool opportunities like that, got to work with different startups. But in 2020 and 2021 is really when I started to focus more on social media. I got to work with a guy by the name of Joey Chestnut. If maybe you might know someone who by the name, he eats a lot of hot dogs. He's known famously around the world for eating lots of food in an extremely fast amount of time. There's a funny story that I like to share. One time Joey was in Indianapolis, he and I were together, and he rented an Airbnb, and he was going to beat the world record for the most Big Macs eaten in one setting. So I'm, filming the video. So I was the social manager, his videographer. We would travel all around the country for his competitions and whatnot. And I would deal with the press and a lot of the magazines that would write about him. And I was designing this video, directing, we're getting it all set up, and I've got all my camera equipment set up. And this man eats, I believe it was 40 Big Macs in 38 minutes. He broke the world, destroyed the world record. And that YouTube video got like over 14 million views. And if you're on, YouTube every now and then, you might have heard someone from Mr. Beast, and now Joey's able to work with Mr. Beast and a lot of cool collaborations where they have like over 80 million views on some of their videos. So that's really cool. And then 2021, I actually stepped back from more of the social media space and kind of took a marketing position at a company with a software company. And I was marketing hire number one and got to, grow along myself personally with that company. And it was really cool to, learn different things and get to work on really, really, really fun and cool projects that I was really challenged by. So let's jump into it. Why does, the title of this class is how to be seen on Facebook by making better posts. Why does that matter? Better posts equals, this is like my word math. Better posts equals more engagement, likes, comments, shares. More engagement equals more awareness around you. The more people who like and comment on your post, the more people who will then see that post. And I'll break that down here in a couple of slides. The more awareness around you and that you're a realtor, and the more people see your post, they start to really know you and then really start to like you. And then eventually they start to trust you enough to where when they hear a referral, a mutual friend between you two refers you as a realtor to them, they're like, oh yeah, I remember them. I see their Facebook posts often, or I get their monthly email or whatever it is. And so the reason why this is important is because you have to have touch points going out and hitting your spheres of influence. You have to be putting yourself out there. In 2023, whether you've been a realtor for 20 years or you're brand new in the business, and we have clients that hits both sides of that spectrum, you have to be thinking about marketing your business. And social media is just a very free and can be a simple way to do that. So when you stay in front of your followers on social media, when you're showing up in front of them, they will choose you when they're ready to buy. And this is really important because social media is not a place to sell. It's a place to, if you think about boxing, social media is a place to have a lot of jabs. You share pictures of your family, you share realtor education posts, you share, just a lot of different day-to-day content about you and your life as a realtor. You share different pieces of content on social media that people start to know you, and then, like I mentioned, like you, and then they trust you, and it's in that order. That's the online funnel. People first know you, then they like you, then they trust you, and when they trust you, that's when they'll do business with you, or that's when they'll refer you to someone. So you can stay stay in front of people and stay on top of people with social media posts. So how does Facebook really stay in business? It's really important to kind of understand this concept, because this is how literal it is. Billions of humans spend every day on Facebook. We know this. Businesses will pay Facebook to have their ads placed in front of those billions of people. This is where it's really interesting. I have a quote here, a statistic: almost 98% of Facebook's revenue, global revenue, was generated from advertising. There's not a single other social media network or a media platform or content platform or publishing platform, etc., that has that high of a rate of where all of their revenue comes from advertising. That means Facebook's entire value is our eyeballs being spent on the platform. And so what have they done about it? They have over 10,000 engineers who tinker with the algorithm every single day to make sure that the good posts are getting shown to people and the bad posts are not getting shown to people. So I have this stop sign, green light, scenario. This is actually with two of my posts, just because it's a very dramatic example. On the left-hand side, you see a picture of me speaking. This is me speaking at Butler University. It's a very clean picture, a very clean quote. And then I have a very simple caption. And you can see the engagement, over 3.3 thousand likes, 41 comments, and 68 shares. Now, I first want to say not all that is organic. I ran ads on that, but I think initially I got a couple hundred likes, all organically. And then I was able to see, wow, this post is doing really well. And then I amplified that. I recognize that it's working well. And I said, oh, I want to amplify that. I want to put fuel on that fire. And then now it has over 3,300 likes. The post on the right, it's a clip of me interviewing someone else. It's a clip of actually someone named Matt interviewing someone else. So it's not even technically my content. It's not me in the video. If you look at every human being has a personal brand, all the way down to the captions for that person can help the most. There's just a lot going on, and it's kind of almost like hard on the eyes. You're kind of almost like, well, what do I read first? Like, every human being has a personal brand. Well, then maybe if you disagree with that, then you're instantly turned off. And then the captions, they don't really totally make sense. And then you might not, also, this is a best-selling author from the UK. So maybe, my American followers didn't really resonate towards it. So realistically, as you can see at the bottom of the post, there's only one like. It's just me. And there's 2 comments and there's 1 share. So very clear, like this is on the same page as I posted both these posts, but there's clearly a very different result on both these posts. What happened is the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, very quickly from the first second that you make a post, the algorithm is watching how many likes you get, how many comments you get, and it is actually recording the screen of every single Facebook user. And when they're scrolling on Facebook and they come across your post, so let's use my post, for example, they come across my Jeremy Miller post with Chris Ducker, they see it. And if they scroll a little bit fast, if they maybe hover over it for half a second, but then they just scroll fast to the next post, the algorithm reads that. It is constantly looking at that. And especially if that person didn't go like or comment or share that post, and the algorithm is seeing, oh, wow, this post was seen by this many people, but only 5% of the people who saw it actually liked the post. The algorithm is like, whoa, this is bad content. Clearly people don't want to see this. And Facebook knows they have to have good content on their platform for people to stay on their platform. So the bad news is the algorithm becomes your enemy, and it will penalize you. It will hide your content in the feed, and it will work harder for your content not to be shown by people. Well, on the flip side, if you start to get engagement, you're getting likes, you're getting comments, and you're doing what I do is I respond to every single comment that I get. And I also try to create a conversation with that person. Then the algorithm is like, oh, wow, this is working great. People are seeing the out of the X amount of people who saw this post, 30 to 40% of the people are liking it. Wow, light bulb, green light, let's send this to more people. And then so not only did the algorithm amplify the post and send it to more people after it recognized the engagement coming in, but then I also amplified it with my ad dollars later on by boosting the post. So the fact is the algorithm is a positive and negative feedback system to determine how many people will see your post. To win on social media, you need to befriend the algorithm so it works for you, not against you. So let's talk about some ways that you can get the algorithm to like you. Real quickly before we jump into that, this is actually a quick thing I want to mention. It's a new Facebook program, and you're going to see a couple of different things that they're suggesting here. This is the stuff that I recommend to people. That they're saying, number one, they're saying, Jeremy, we see that your posts are doing well. This is quality posts and daily engagement with your audience gave you increased visibility. It's literally saying, because you have quality posts and you're getting daily engagement, we are giving you increased visibility. You are getting more organic reach. Congrats. Like, what a great thing to get, because organic reach is sometimes really hard to get on social media. And then at the very bottom, or not the very bottom, but down here, you see what they say, keep up the momentum. Try some of these tips. Try a reel, try a story, try a Facebook Live, always respond to your comments, create posts related to certain, current events. So this is a new program that they have. So if you start doing the right stuff, then they will literally say, hey, you're doing the right thing. Keep doing it. All right, so some strategy. Here's a little funny meme, Willy Wonka. You're doing some social media without a strategy. We all know how great that goes. And even when you have a strategy, we all know how great that goes, because sometimes social media changes something and then you got to change up your strategy. This is a very simple thing to kind of get your head around. But I just really try to reinforce it a lot, is post 3 lifestyle posts for every listing post. You don't want to become like a Zillow.com on your Facebook profile. You don't want there to be just only listings or even only real estate stuff. People want to know who they're in business with, and especially in real estate, it is a people game. And in 2022, because there are so many service providers, especially realtors, people are especially more aware of who they like and who they don't like before they actually do business with someone. So post stuff about your life, share your interests, share pictures of your family. If you're traveling somewhere, just document your life a little bit and expose and open up a little bit about your life, and that will help people remember you. All right, so 5 keys for posting on Facebook. Like I just mentioned, saying it again, 3 lifestyle posts for every listing post. Curate content if you can't create it. So creating content is like, you make a video, you make a picture, you write out something, whatever. Curating is when you can share a post, but my recommendation is don't just share a post. When you share a post, add a caption, because if you're only sharing posts, then you're not actually the algorithm recognizes that you're not really putting much effort into your actual profile and into your page. And also your audience will recognize over time that you don't really ever post anything. All you do is share. So there's a balance here. You don't want to only be sharing things, but it's better than doing nothing. And when you are sharing something, add a little caption. You usually, when you click, share this post, you share to your feed, it'll ask you, do you want to add some thoughts? Do you want to add something to it? Even if it's something simple, just add some color to that post. Try something new. We literally just saw Facebook telling me to try something new in that little new program that they shared with me. Try Facebook Live. Post a picture if you haven't posted very many pictures. If you only post pictures, try video. If you've never made a Facebook story, try a Facebook story. The number 5 is create videos with a smartphone. This one is important because it's easy to let perfectionism and different kind of things like that prevent us from making content and prevent us from making and taking action. So don't let limiting beliefs prevent you from achieving and growing and developing yourself and trying new things in your marketing. So a smartphone is great. You don't need some professional camera. These phones have great audio and great camera visibility and video capability. This is just a note. This is a book by a guy by the name of Gary Vaynerchuk, very, very successful, famous social media strategist and, icon and all these different types of things. And this is just a great, great book to read. I mentioned this a lot, jab, 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 right hook. And in fact, the 3 lifestyle posts for every listing post, that's like a direct relation to this kind of philosophy of jab, 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 right hook. 3 lifestyle posts, a picture of your dog, a cute picture of your dog. Everyone loves puppies. A picture of your baby, or maybe your kid just graduated, and then maybe a picture of you and your significant other going on a date, and then boom, the right hook, a new listing. Hey, anyone, if you have any questions about real estate, feel free to message me. My messages are always open, whatever that might be. So this is a great book to read. All right, so let's look at some realtor post examples. Facebook Lives. This is a realtor by the name of Michelle Chandler, and you can see her caption's pretty simple. It's just the basic, like the street of where they're at, and then she's just saying, "Hey, we're live here." Not a ton of engagement. She's got a lot of other lives that definitely has got more engagement, but this is just how simple it can be. It's not even right up to the individual's face. Like even if it's just a basic caption and you just pushing that live button, just try something because you never know what might come out of it, and you can always improve your content in the future. Highlighting new customers. This one is just, it's so easy because it's always exciting when you guys make that decision or you're on that closing day. The customer wants to feel appreciated and spotlighted for it, so they'll be happy to get a picture. And then for you, every single time you post about a new customer and a closing that they just did, it edifies that people trust you and that people want to work with you. This is a realtor named Kevin Fertig, and these are 2 great post examples because they really add a lot of personality to it. Kevin was a professional wrestler in his days before he was a realtor, so he has his clients hold his belt. So that's just a little consistent thing that is unique to him that just helps people remember him. Oh yeah, Kevin, he's that wrestler realtor, right? Yeah, I remember him. And then on the left with Thrive Real Estate, this is a fun picture. They have a young customer. Young couple customers, so they just got exciting with them with a fun picture. So these can be simple, and it can be essentially infinite content so long, however many customers that you have. What I mean by that is if you have 100 customers over the next year, well, then there's 100 posts that you have. So I guess it's not necessarily infinite content, but it's episodic content where you don't have to think about another content idea for it. If you just get another customer and close a deal, boom, there's a couple of different posts that we can create right out of that, or that you can create right out of that. Market education post is another one by Michelle Chandler. Simple post, real estate info, couple bullet points with emojis. Emojis are not childish. You can definitely overdo it. It is possible to overdo it, and you can maybe put emojis that just don't make sense. But if you put relevant emojis and you're sparing with it, you don't use too many, they're a great attention grabber. They're fun, they're engaging. People like visuals. And so you can see what she shares. She got 43 likes, 2 comments, and 6 shares. So that's just a good post. Anytime you're collecting information, whether it's specific data or it's just kind of high level, it's great to be able to share that type of stuff. If you're going to an event, especially if it's real estate related and you're getting education from it, post about that. That shows that you're involved in the community. You can see this post, they actually were able to tag a handful of other people. So if you're able to tag relevant people in your post, then all of their friends and family and whoever might see your post. And so then you get more engagement. Those people might not become a customer of yours, but then you get more engagement, and the algorithm sees that more engagement, and then the algorithm will show your post to more of your followers and more of your friends and more of their friends and followers of their pages. So you see this post, pretty simple. Hey, we just checked into this event. I'm excited to learn some tips and tricks. 70 likes and 10 comments. It's pretty simple. You can even take a post like this to a step further and make a post like this. Like you could do 2 posts actually if you wanted, two different style posts here. First one, you just got to the event, just checked in. Hey, we're here, excited to be here. And then you could do another post or a different post at the end. Just wrapped up this event. Here are the 3 things that I am coming away with it, or here are the 3 things I found most interesting. So then you're sharing education. And if you're someone where you feel like it's weird to share education or it's weird to post educational posts, then you can share what other people are teaching you. This is just a great listing post by a realtor named Gina Papas. A couple different things here to note is she doesn't have a link in her post. Facebook, I mentioned a little bit earlier that the algorithm is constantly tinkering with the algorithm to make sure that as many people are looking at a post and are staying on a Facebook post as long as possible. If you put a link in a Facebook post to a different website or to YouTube or whatever, then you're asking people to leave Facebook. So literally a link in your caption will hurt you and will prevent more people from seeing that post. So the loophole is just put the link in the comments. You can say in your caption, more information, and in the comment section, or when people go kind of look in the comment section naturally, they'll see that link. But it's really important not to have links in your actual caption. You can still post the links in the comments, but not in the caption. And so this is just a nice post. She's got some nice bullet points. It's not one giant block of text. She broke it up a little bit. Sometimes it's easy to just copy and paste the description of the house from the website or from the listing directly to the social media post. That doesn't work, because if it's just one giant block of post, people will just be like, that's too much. Cool story, didn't read, move on. And then they scroll right past your posts, and then the algorithm sees, oh, wow, out of 1,000 people who saw this post, only 5% of them liked the post. That's not good. And then she adds, a nice thing at the bottom, different ways of how she might be able to work with you, and then some nice pictures of the house. 43 likes, 22 comments, 6 shares. This is like an engagement post. It isn't necessarily real estate related, but these are 2 posts by realtors. One with Richard Greenfield. He says, I'm feeling squirrely, could be coming soon, keep posting. Oh, well, that's after he edited. But the post is a little Christmas fun. You say Merry, and the last person to say it before I say Christmas will win a $25 Amazon gift card from me. 3, 2, 1, go. So it's just like a fun little post. And you got, 9 likes, not very many likes, but 48 comments. So that's pretty nice. Here's another similar style post by Frances. She says, I know the favorite in my household. Which one is yours? A couple different candy options, not very many likes, but 48 comments. And comments are worth more than likes. So there's a weight system for likes, comments, and shares. And I don't want to get too deep into this, but the likes are good, but a comment is worth more than a like, and then a share is worth more than a comment. So I mentioned curating a little bit earlier. Curating can also be, you're just seeing different things in the world and you're sharing it, or you're following a page like Cam here. Cam follows a page called For the Love of Old Houses, and they just share pretty pictures of big houses and in old houses. It could be anywhere around the world, but this one in particular was a house in Indianapolis, and he saw it and he shared it, and he got 90 likes, 35 comments, 3 shares. Notice that he added his thoughts. He added a caption. This is the post, so this isn't his post. For the Love of Old Homes posted it, but he shared it at a caption, and he got some good engagement. This is a house over here that Drew posted, and he got 45 likes, 21 comments, and 2 shares. It's not his listing. He put who the listing is courtesy of, but he was able to get some nice engagement on a post like that. Some more creating education posts. Here's another one with Drew. This is actually one whole post, so it's 2 different screenshots broken down. So the first on the left is like the caption that he's using. You can see the emojis that he's using. And on the right, you can see the picture that he used. And then at the bottom of that, you can see 40 likes, 10 comments, and 4 shares. Sharing education highlights that you know what you're talking about, and it educates people that, oh, maybe now's the time that I should talk to yourself or Drew or whoever about buying or selling a house. A couple more posts, you use images, use visuals in posts. If you have an image or a picture that makes sense and is relevant, throw it in there. It's always good to include a visual. So that kind of wraps up the realtor posts. As we're thinking about making more posts, and okay, now, so if you're watching this video, you just saw all these different types of posts, and you're like, I don't even know how to make one of those, or I haven't even done any of those types of posts. What I want to encourage you is to realize and understand that you can delete posts. You can delete bad posts. You can try something new. You can make a post with a picture, or you can try one of those engagement posts, or you can share a funny meme, or you can do a Facebook Live, or you can make a video and you can post it and just watch that post after a day or two. And let's say on average, you get 20 likes on a post on your Facebook post. And then that post you posted, let's say it only has 3 likes after 2 or 3 days, then just delete the post. That actually helps you with the algorithm. The algorithm sees that you are deleting posts, and the algorithm likes that. And number 2 is when people go to look at your profile, they don't see that post, and they're definitely not remembering that you made that post. Unless you're Kanye West, no one is going to remember that you deleted a post. So just try something new and delete the bad post. All right. So 5 things not to do on social media. The first thing I kind of mentioned already, but posting links in the post. I mentioned why, but that takes people off of Facebook. So of course, Facebook, where they make 98% of their revenue from people staying on Facebook, Facebook is going to penalize that post. Number 2 is tagging people for no reason. Don't just tag more people in a post. Don't just keep adding more people because you think, oh, it'll be seen by more people. Well, it just looks spammy and annoying. And what will happen is when you tag just random people, is they will click on that post. I don't want to be tagged in this. And the algorithm will recognize that. It'll see, oh, this person is just tagging as many people as possible, and they're trying to gamify the system. And then you'll be penalized for that. And not very many people will see that post. And then it just kind of looks weird that you're tagging so many people just to get your post seen. Now, if there's 100 people in your picture, or if 100 people are truly relevant to that post, then yeah, you can tag up to 100 people in a post, but keep it relevant. Number 3, don't say please like on a post. Number 1, I said no one likes beggars. So, from a human psychology standpoint, it doesn't look good when you're asking for likes. But number 2, the algorithm doesn't like it when you ask for a like. It doesn't like it when you ask for a comment. And so you want to be careful with your wording in your choice, so that the algorithm doesn't think that you're just trying to gamify the system. The algorithm constantly wants to create a nice environment and a user experience for the people looking at content. Number 4, being too promotional. Again, I mentioned share 3 lifestyle posts for every real estate post. Don't share too many real estate posts. You don't want to be that guy or that person who's always just selling on social media specifically. And then lastly, don't be too timid. If you're afraid, that's okay. Make that post. And if you're like, oh, I'm afraid, it doesn't look good, I don't like how I look in the video, by the way, the worst thing you could do is go watch yourself in that video, because most likely you're going to hate how your voice sounds. But if you really need to, just delete the post. But then ideally, you try to learn something from about that post that you didn't like about it. Maybe you come ask me or you email me, and then we can make another post for you. Just important. I kind of like to just conclude with some of this stuff. Don't overwhelm yourself with strategy. You can do a great job on social media by staying in front of your sphere of influence by just sharing a few more posts on social media. I mentioned some things what not to do, a lot of things what to do. You don't have to think about all that. But if you do a few of these things, if you just change up your strategy a little bit, try a few new things here and there, then you will have better success on social media. Therefore, more people will remember you, and therefore you will have more referrals. And additionally, when your sphere of influence is ready to buy or sell, they go to you because you're the person that they're thinking about. This is just a good thing to think about, I guess, is just ask yourself, how will someone feel from this post? If people feel encouraged, or if they'll laugh, or if they'll be educated, those are great feelings to have as a goal for how people will feel by looking at your posts. And if you just ask yourself that simple question, then you'll accomplish some good social media strategy. The worst case scenario with social media is you post on social media and you delete the post and no one saw it and nothing really happened. Realistically, the worst case with social media genuinely is you don't post on social media and the other realtors who are posting on social media get all your business. The best case scenario with social media and with posting is people will remember you, that you're a realtor and that you're a professional realtor when they need to, but you're not constantly hounding that you're a realtor. Jab, 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 right hook, jab, jab, jab. You want to bring value through social media with better posts and with good posts, and then you will earn the right to ask for the sale through transitioning. So yeah, I know we've had talk about a lot of different things here. This is a video though, so you can rewatch it as many times as you want. But final recap, make your life more public, document your life. That's one thing that Gary Vaynerchuk talks a lot about. It's a simple way to create content where you don't have to, set up a tripod and a script, and now you got to think about this whole new video to make, kind of like what I'm doing right here. But just document your life, your day-to-day life as a realtor, if you're going to events, if you're meeting with people. Number 2, reply to all comments. Every single comment adds more points or adds more weight to that post. And so if you have 10 comments on a post, and if you reply to every single one of them, now you have 20 comments. The algorithm will look at your comments and another person's comment as the same. Number 3, just delete the bad posts. If that permission allows you to try some new things, then just delete the bad posts. And then lastly, just start. Again, the worst thing you can do is just not post again this year and just kind of go through the rest of this year, just kind of coasting in your marketing. But with just a couple small tweaks and a couple of these tips and tricks, you can really start to gradually, or sometimes very quickly, change how many people you are getting in front of. So with that, I am done for this class, but I just want to recap what I mentioned in the very, very beginning. I have a free newsletter that each week I share social media strategies, social media tips, free post ideas. Link is in the description. Make sure you subscribe to that and then subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have a lot more videos to post. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment about your thoughts and any feedback that you had.